My name is Sarah. I am the dyer, designer, the knitter, crocheter, all the things behind Denim and Rain, and this is my Whatevercast, where I talk about whatever I feel like. And today, I've got quite a bit of knitting and crocheting, and some non-knitting and crocheting stuff to share. So this next week, we're going on a trip to the ocean, which I'm very excited about, which means I'm going to get lots of knitting done, which I am really looking forward to. So I'm currently trying to work on some stuff to get it prepped so I don't have to do a lot of like thinking and math while I'm on vacation. I can just knit. So I'll show you some of the stuff I've been working on. But first I'm going to show you my non-knitting things. I got some canvas zipper bags that I've been painting. I've got, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, honestly. I just got them for fun, and now I'm painting zipper bags. So here's two. One of them has got silver in it and the other one has a copper. And then there are these two, which have a really fun colorful print on them. There it goes. And those ones are double-sided. These ones are not double-sided. I didn't feel like doing two sides. And then some other non-knitting stuff I've been doing is some sewing. I am not an enormous fan of sewing. I'm not bad at it. Quite a while ago when I was younger, my grandma taught me how to sew, and I even like sewed a couple of my own dresses. But I just am not a fan of the prep work for sewing. I hate ironing and pinning and cutting. If I could just sit and sew all day, I'd be fine with it. But I don't like the prep work. And that's why I like knitting and crocheting, because there's not really a whole lot of prep work. You just go in and you do it. But I need to make some pillow covers for our family room, because some of the ones we have in there are just wearing out. I've got holes in some of them, and the kids keep poking their fingers in. Look, Mommy, there's a hole. I realize that. Thank you. Let's not put your hands through them, please. So I need to sew up some covers, and in our family room, because we have our main living area and then we have a separate family room off the kitchen, where we have our TV, and it's kind of like, it's got more of a fun theme in there. I've got like posters for movies and video games and all that sort of thing. So one of the pillow covers, which I'll probably be doing with most of them, I am painting on designs. So here is one of them. So just like a splash Beauty and the Beast design, which is super fun. And then the back side I'll just have a solid color. So yeah, super fun. A lot of the stuff in the family room is more like things that my husband's into, so I've decided with the pillows I'm going to do like Disney movies. So I've got my first one, which is one of my favorites. The next one will probably be Lion King. I kind of want to do like one with Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa on it, which I think would be super fun. So yes, I am a child at heart. I love Disney, and I'm not ashamed of it. And look, also we have our super awesome Bogus. Look at it. It's a good camera. Okay, well it doesn't want to look at my cup. Apparently it doesn't like Iron Man. But yeah, we're super nerdy. We have Marvel glasses in our house. So yeah. One of the other things I'm going to sew is a tote bag. I have this old flour sack, and I'm going to, because it's got a huge top on it and it's really long, so I'm going to fold over the top, sew it down, and then I have a handle that I've made, which is just braided macrame cord. So that will be the handles for my tote bag. But I have to wait because my sewing machine, I think something is like not lining up on it because it keeps hitting something and bending my needles and breaking my needles. I broke 3 needles this morning. That's why I hate sewing, people. I don't break that many. I've never broken that many knitting needles in the entire course of knitting. But here I am for half an hour sitting down to sew and I break 3 needles. So I don't think, there's something that's not lining up and it's hitting every now and then when it goes down. And I don't know what it is. I don't know enough about the machine to figure it out and I don't care that much. So, but I ran out of needles, so I had to order some off of Amazon, which will be here tomorrow. But I work tomorrow and the next day, so I probably won't get it done. But I would have had this next project done had I not broken all of my needles. And the annoying thing is, too, is it wasn't like the first one that broke. I was like, I went too thick of a went through too thick of a section. That sentence was hard. Because I have my front, my lining, and then I have an interfacing. So there's too many layers of fabric, and I was like, but then it was breaking when it was going through just 2 thin pieces of fabric, so I don't know. But I am making a project bag. Isn't it cute? So this is just some white fabric that I had that I painted, and then this will be what the drawstring cord, drop it. My drawstring cord will go through up here. And then I have the lining, which is not all the way sewn because, well, my sewing machine decided it didn't want to sew anymore. But I'm not a huge fan of the lining, but it's what I had, and I honestly didn't want to go with fabric that I love for my first attempt at making a project bag. I think it turned out really great, and I'm kind of annoyed that I've actually fallen in love with this print because I hate the lining, but I'm like, nobody sees the lining, right? Just me when I grab stuff out, because the outside is super cute. Just hate this brown flower stuff. I don't know. It doesn't go. I think that's my problem. Like maybe if I had like something else on the outside. So I don't know. Maybe because the outside turned out really good. Maybe I'll rip out the lining since I only was able to sew along one side of it anyways. Maybe I'll rip out the lining and find a different fabric that I have, but I don't know if I have anything big enough because in my mind I was thinking I would make one that was about like here over and yay, you know, about yay big. I way overcut. I was not paying attention. And then I like sewed up and I was like, wow, this is a big project bag. Like I was thinking one for like hats and stuff. Like I can fit a sweater in this. But I mean, I'm okay with that. I've got more fabric. I have some Stormtrooper fabric and some other fabrics that I want to make a project bag out of. So yeah, more to come. And I might do some more painted fabric like this because this is fun. I love this a lot. So yeah, project bag. First project bag ever. I'm very, very pleased with it. Once I get it finished anyways, I'll be very pleased with it. I even did, look at this. I even did a boxed bottom. Say what? And it was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Very pleased. Very pleased with myself. Okay. That's all the sewing and non-knitty yarny stuff that I have to share. On to the yarny goodness. I have only one finished thing to share, but that's a decent size finished thing. I finished my baby blanket, which, I mean, I'm sure you follow me on Instagram because how else would you know about my Whatevercast? But we're having a boy, so this really pretty green will be adorable for him. and it's just a simple garter stitch blanket. This is out of the Paint Box DK cotton in the pistachio and almond colorway. I can't remember the name of the cream. I'm pretty sure it's almond though. So yeah, I still need to block it, and I did have one section. You can't really. I think I did a pretty good job. I have a spot down here, right there, where I had a giant hole because somehow I added a stitch and then took a stitch away at some point in time. So I made a hole, so I had to just kind of sew it up. But unless I point it out, nobody's going to be able to tell. And the baby will not care. It will keep the baby warm, so I'm sure he won't mind even the slightest. So this next one is a half finished object. I can't remember how far along I was last time I showed you, but I have a finished sock. Ta-da! And it has this really fun rib. It's got the stockinette, and then in between the stockinette is seed stitch. So I'm kind of working on a series actually of patterns that will have this like type of texture. So I'm going to have a pair of socks, and then a couple different weights of hats, and which one of them I actually have here. I have the bulky version that I cast on. I still need to figure out what kind of decreases I want to do. That's why I haven't done more. Otherwise I'd probably be done with this hat. But here we've got the stockinette and then the seed stitch in between. So, see if I can put it on. See? Super cute. So this is, like I said, the super bulky version. Now I've got messy hair. I've got crazy hair anyways. But this is Lion Brand Thick and Quick in the, what is this? Fossil colorway. So, and then I'm also going to do a worsted weight version. And then I don't know if I'll do a fingering weight because I don't know if I have the patience to make a fingering weight hat, to be honest. So it'll probably be worsted weight hat, bulky weight hat, worsted weight socks, maybe a fingering weight sock. I don't know. Again, I don't have a lot of patience for fingering weight yarn. That you won't know by my next couple of projects. But then I'm also thinking maybe a sweater with that, like stockinette rib and seed stitch. I don't know. I like to do simple patterns, write out simple things that have nice little details, and the stockinette rib and seed stitch are super beginner friendly. So I kind of like the idea of having a series of like beginner knits that are like look really nice and aren't just like bleh stockinette. Not that there's anything wrong with stockinette. I do a lot of stockinette and garter because yeah, garter. Because my next stitch is garter. This is my scarf shawl that I've been working on. Yesterday I did this much, which is quite a bit of knitting for one day. I think I've come about to there since the last time I shared it. It's not a huge amount of progress, but some. It's getting there. I mean, I can just about wrap it around. I've got maybe being strangled. Maybe another 5 or 6 inches to go, and then I'll switch back to this color and then this color. So yeah, I'm excited about this design. It's slowly coming along. Goal is to have this done by Stash Dash before Stash Dash ends, because it's got quite a quite a good amount of meterage in it because it will have almost 3 full skeins of fingering weight yarn. We like the sound of that. My next one is a crochet project, which I am almost done with. I will probably finish it tonight or tomorrow because I've been working on it in the evenings. Wow, I've got a big giant tangled mess here. So this is my crocheted bubble scarf shawl. So it goes from the lighter and then into the darker and then back in to the lighter again. And I have about, well, I don't know, let's see, how much further do I have to go? I have that much to go. So, not too bad. Oh, yeah, not that far to go. So, if I sit and plug away at it, I should get it done. But this scarf is super cute and super big. And I love that it can wrap around a few times and like just feel super cozy but not be like overly warm, because this is knit out or crocheted out of the Lion brand cotton jeans. And I don't remember which colors because I don't have the ball bands and it's been a while since I've looked at them. Just keep wrapping myself up in yarn. But yeah, and then you can also wear it, I mean it would be a super long one, but you could wear it as a shawl as well. But again, it would be a very long shawl, but you could wear it as one, like around the house. Cozy up your shoulders and wear it down to your fingers. So yeah. Okay, which way do I wrap around? This way. Almost done with that one. Very excited to be finished with it because it has been on the hook for way too long. The next one is some crochet granny squares, which this is actually only a portion of the ones that I have because the other ones I had bundled up separate because I started work on them before Stash Dash. So I didn't want to cheat and count those ones when I count the meterage for the squares. So I have all of these guys that have happened since Stash Dash. So lots of pretty colors in here. I'm making these out of some of my mini skeins and some of my scraps that I have. I do a lot of mini skeins for testing my colorways before I dye full skeins of yarn. So that's what a lot of these are, is like my tester mini skeins. So yeah. I guarantee the full blanket will not get finished, but I'm allowed to count each individual square. So I do also need to tie in all the ends because yikes. That's the part that's not fun. So the idea behind this sweater, because I actually brought my notebook up with me this time so you can see my idea behind it here, is to kind of have like a cropped, kind of slightly boxy, but with a skinnier sleeve hopefully. It'll be slightly dropped just a little bit and then have a nice tight sleeve. So it'll be lots of quick decreases and then a nice tight sleeve. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. So here it is. Yarn everywhere. So the front of it is going to be a seed stitch. I don't have my glasses on, so it's really hard for me to tell when it's focused or when it's not. Look at the knitting! Wow, it is, there it goes. So the front is seed stitch, and then the sleeves and the back are stockinette. So this is a yarn I dyed up from Naked Yarns, and in the fingering weight, 2575 merino nylon mix. It's technically a sock yarn, so this sweater should wear really good. But I'm not sure how I feel about the color. This was not the color I was aiming for. So I don't know if I'm going to dye over it, but at the same time it's not a terrible color. It's just not what I was thinking of in my head. As I knit with it and I get more fabric, I'm not mad about it. So we'll see. Oh, and the back has a slip stitch seam going through. So I'll have seed stitch in the front and then the little faux seam going down the back. So yeah. Fingering weight sweater. First fingering weight sweater. And then my next one, because I don't have enough projects going on at one time, I decided why not add another one. I am actually using some hand dyed yarn that I've done in an worsted Aran weight. So I have a light gray, a dark gray, and then this really pretty pink. I'm really in love with this pink. It's so gorgeous. So yeah. And the idea is to have a color work sweater. So this is actually going to be my first color work sweater. And of course I'm designing it, because why wouldn't I? You know, I like to challenge myself. It's going to have just a simple striping, lining type thing going on. Kind of messing with numbers over here. You can see I'm trying to figure out the math of it, which is not fun, by the way. I have some serious admiration for these color work sweater designers, because I'm sitting here and I'm looking like, how am I going to get this pattern to line up just how I want it to and still get my math right for sizing, and I'm sitting there like, holy wow. A lot of respect for those designers. But this, I don't have very much on here yet. I literally just have the collar, and I just started the color work. Can't even really see it, because there isn't like hardly anything. And because also there are some points in these two skeins where this one gets darker and this one gets lighter, so they almost look the same at a couple of points, which is kind of cool. I don't mind that. So it will have, I don't think I took a very good picture of my swatch, but it will be the light gray on the edge, and then we'll stripe in the dark, and then the dark will seep down into the pink, and then it'll be a pink body, and then the sleeve will be dark and then light. I don't think I'm going to do any color at the hem. I think I'm just going to have it go pink from the color work at the chest and do pink all the way down to the hem, and then just have the color blocking at the cuff, I think. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I'm trying to get the math figured out on the chest before we go on our vacation. That way I can just knit it and not have to think about numbers. I mean, I'll still make notes as I'm going. So if I do decide to write up the pattern for it to sell, I have all of that with me. I'm also working on being better about setting up actual notes on my computer as I'm working on things. So I'm going to try and put some in my Google Drive. That way while I'm out and stuff, I can do it on my phone. I can just edit and add things that way. So we'll see. For sure I'm making notes on my fingering weight sweater, and because it's a really beautiful, simple pattern that I think people would like. So yeah. But anyways, I think that is everything. I mean, it's not a lot, but I feel like it's a lot. It's a lot of the same, but a lot of progress on all the same things. Minus the ripping out of the one sweater, because I was actually kind of frustrated because I had made it about this far on the other one, and then I was like looking at it and I was like, I'm gonna have to rip back. So I had to redo everything basically, but whatever. That's how it goes sometimes. So yeah, hopefully the next time I come on here I will have just tons to show you, because I will be spending so much time on the beach knitting. It's going to be fabulous. Oh, actually I have one other thing I wanted to tell you, and I didn't bring it over here because I apparently fail, and I don't feel like getting up. So I'm just gonna pull it up on my Instagram real quick here. I am going to be releasing my bear hood pattern, which has been a bit of a secret, because I wasn't sure if I was going to follow through with it or not, and I didn't want to disappoint people if I didn't go through with it. I have had people ask me about this pattern a lot since I started sharing it. I would have people comment on my posts with the bear hoods and would be like, hey, you have a pattern for this? And the answer was always like, nope, sorry. And they're like, would you be interested in writing one up? And I'm like, nope, sorry. Because honestly, I was like, one, I wasn't there yet, and there was a couple of like odd things that I did that I thought was super complicated. It's really not. And I'm super attached to the pattern. Like, this bear hood pattern is kind of what started my business. After I had my daughter, I became a stay-at-home mom, and I crocheted her this bear hood, and I had so many people say, oh, you should sell these, you should sell these. So I was like, okay, fine. So I opened up my Etsy shop, and I started selling bear hoods. And then I started selling a bunch of other little crochet baby things. So it's kind of what started my business, and it was like super special to Claire, because her nickname is Claire Bear. So that was kind of the inspiration behind it. But every time people ask me, I was like, no, I'm not sharing that with you. It's a very special pattern. But as the kids are growing and stuff, I'm a little, like, I'm still super attached to it, but I'm a little more willing to share now. So I've written up the pattern, it's gone out to testing, and it will be releasing on Thursday, August 1st, which I'm just... Okay, so my camera decided to stop recording for whatever reason. I think it may think that I'm talking for too long. But since I had to get it going again, I decided to jump up and grab the bear hood so you can actually see it. So here it is, my super sweet little bear hoods. It has this cowl at the bottom, and then the hood, and these adorable little ears. They just are the cutest ears. I don't mean to sound braggy or anything, but I think my bear ears are the cutest ears out of any bear bonnet, hood, or hat out there. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn a little bit. I think that's okay to do every now and then. So yeah, this gorgeous pattern, again, will be out this Thursday, August 1st. It is just so, so special to me. It's not going to be like this pattern is taken me a while, because I have done a full video tutorial. I have done a short eating yarn fuzz, a short photo tutorial on the pattern, and everybody who tested it, there was only a couple of things, like, honestly, I don't even know how I missed this one. I put toe instead of tie, and then there was a couple of just little things like, hey, you mentioned in the video to do this and you missed it in the pattern, and it was like just little like They were notes more than actual pattern things, but everybody said it was super easy to follow, and it turned out good. So all really good feedback. So I'm hoping that that means this pattern is just going to be absolutely amazing for you guys to crochet up. So yeah, very happy about this one, you guys. Very happy. So anyways, I think that is all I have to say. This pattern will be available in both my Etsy and Ravelry. All the links to all these things will be listed below, along with Instagram and Facebook and all those fun things. And if you like listening to me ramble on about knitting and crocheting and little random sewing projects that I do, hit the subscribe. So anyways, you guys have a fabulous rest of your week.